morning.
I realize that you've made some two very young people happy. Raymond and Malik for calling them handsome.
Well, one thing I've learned is you need people on your side.
Okay.
So whatever
All
it
right.
takes to have Raymond and
But
Malik.
I cracked up when Raymond was contesting the fact that he could be handsome.
But Malik couldn't be.
Malik could not be.
Yes, a day in the life of the Super Morning Show. But Uncle, so the Archbishop has been speaking yesterday.
Yes.
You heard us play the sound clip. Do you think that Ghanaians were
Papa, good morning.
Do you think that Ghanaians were naturally envious of one another?
Yes. And at all levels anymore, it is yes. The answer is yes. He's got it right on. I wouldn't want to give any specific examples, but anybody who is being part of the Ghanaian system for a while can always point to so many people who, as soon as the political fortunes change, their economic fortunes were also forced to change. You know, not because we're not doing well, but because we'll show you where power lies.
Yeah.
That has become one of the... And also, unfortunately, what I see is that sometimes Ghanaians use power against the best interests of Ghana. You know, because I come into power to help Ghana develop, but then I look for who is with us, who is against us, who is not with us. It doesn't even have to be who is against us.
But just who is not with us.
Who is not with us. Who is not known to be with us.
Yeah.
And then let's kill him.
Very sad, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Very,
And that is
sad.
why a nation this blessed is this way. I go back a long way, and so I remember Siam, Tata, and right from that. But even before Siam, there were examples of people who were way out there and who were shut down just because in Ghana everything is about politics. The politician must rule. And so we'll bring you down unless we can control you. If we can't control you, we won't let you fly high.
We'll be having that conversation and so much more on the Super Morning Show. But Uncle Abel White is bringing us food for thought this morning. Uncle, what's on your mind?
Well, quite a bit. Quite a bit. But once again, let me say good morning to Papa. That was a good sermon. So Ghana needs to be challenged to take another look at ourselves. Once again, let me remind listeners that my next play's title is Not My Husband. And you've got to say it loud because the ladies in the group said there must be... You know, when we were debating the title to give it, and then we settled on Not My Husband, all the ladies said, I will say it with attitude, you know. I will not just say Not My Husband.
Not my husband. No, there has to be some...
Yes.
Not
my husband. Yes.
Anybody else's, but not
my husband.
No.
So that's the title of our play, October 5th and 6th at the National Theatre. Early bird tickets, that's our advance tickets for 60 out there. Please join us. Oh, talking about Ghanaians envying, there are people who have never watched my show just because I'm a Ghanaian. That is the truth.
That's the truth.
Yes. They would buy ticket and fly to Broadway and West End, but they would never come to the National Theatre to watch my play.
Wow.
You know, so if you are listening to me and you've never watched my play,
it's a good time to prove Uncle wrong and come and see the play.
Anyway, this is the 6th and final installment of my series, Inside the Mind of a Writer. In this series, I have attempted to give you a peep into the mind of a writer from the moment he gets an idea to the time when it becomes a completed story. This morning, I bring the series to an end with lessons from writing for especially those who want to make the most of their potential. Here we go. 1. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. When it is easy, it is often not worth your while. Writing is enjoyable to the writer, but it is not easy. Developing a story and diverse characters is exciting, but it is not easy. And if the writer does not toughen his mind and prepare for the long, hard work ahead of him as he embarks on each new story, he will give up. Every now and then I meet someone who says to me, Uncle Bo, I wish I could write like you. With time, I have come to understand that this statement is never complete. The truth is that anyone can write like I do, but the reason why not everyone is doing so is because of the omitted part of the statement. And the missing part is, if it was easy, So the full statement should be, I wish I could write like you if it was easy. I know that this is the missing part of the statement because when people say, Uncle Bo, I wish I wish I could write like you do, and I take the time to show them what goes into my writing, in all cases they respond with, hey, is it that hard? I can't do it. But it is not just writing that is not easy. Nothing worthwhile in life comes easy. Building a great career does not come easy. Growing a great business does not come easy. Building a great relationship does not come easy. Keeping in good shape physically does not come easy. And you can ask several people on the Super Morning Show. I will not mention names this morning. 2, break whatever you have to do into small parts and tackle the project one small part at a time. Jerry Jenkins, who has written for 40 years and has over 190 books to his credit, says, you write a book as you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. And that is life. Learn to break every task or challenge or project into 8 small parts and then tackle the challenge or task one small part at a time. 3, there is no other secret to excellence and success than consistent and persistent hard work. Success based on excellence has only one secret, and that is what I've given you: consistent and persistent hard work. The most successful pop group of my generation was the Swedish band ABBA. They conquered the world with an estimated 380 million records sold and became one of the leading foreign exchange earners for Sweden in their prime. In one of their interviews, they revealed the secret to their excellence and success. And it was this: they rehearsed for 9 straight hours every day, standing on their feet every day. 4, the real work is always done out of public view or in private. When you come to the theater to see a play, it is easy to admire the performance of the actors and actresses and wish you could also be on stage. What you may not know is that what you see is not the real work. The real work was done in the privacy of rehearsals. When you watch someone like Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi or Van Dijk play, it is easy to admire their skill and wish that you could play like them. But the game you see them play is not the real game. The real game was played in the secrecy of training. The real work is always done in private without applause and cheers. 5, nothing in life is ever wasted. A story that goes nowhere may provide a passage that helps you to complete another story. A character that does not work for one story may be the key for another story coming alive. Nothing in life is ever wasted. No experience, no matter how unpleasant, is ever wasted. So never get discouraged with what is happening in your life. 6, you are capable of more than you think you can do. The truth is, we underestimate what we can do, and that is why everyone needs someone or something to keep pushing him or her beyond his or her comfort zone. I tell people that if I knew how difficult it was going to be to keep up with the quarterly shows, I would not have made that commitment public. But now that it is public, and everyone expects Uncle Bo to come up with a production every quarter, I have found the strength and the resources to do it over these 11 years. Left to me alone, I would have written a play every once in a while, say once in 2 years. So, how can you assess your hidden capacity? One way is to make what you are trying to do public and hold yourself accountable to those to whom you make that commitment. So, for instance, you want to write an entry exams to go back to school. Tell your family, friends, and colleagues that you are going to register this year to write the entry exams to go back to school. The thought that they will be asking you about it may push you beyond your comfort zone. Always find someone who can push you till you go crazy. Such people are your greatest blessings. 7, there is a price to pay. There is a sacrifice to be made if you are to make any meaningful impact with your life. There's nothing wrong with living an ordinary life. There's nothing wrong with wanting to live like anyone else. But if you want to make a meaningful impact with your life and with your talents, you must understand that the ordinary life is not open for you. It's as simple as that. 8, be organized. Organization decides everything, and that is also true in creative writing. You have to be organized intellectually and in your day-to-day life to be able to create and develop plots and characters. And that goes for life. Until you learn to be organized, you cannot accomplish much. 9, trust your mind and let it work for you, not against you. In the 3rd installment of this series, I said the mind never stops working and does not give up till it has found a solution. So let your mind work for you. When you cannot see the way forward, go on to something else and trust the mind to continue working on the problem till it has found an answer. So keep coming back to it from time to time to see what the mind has come up with. And your mind will not let you down. And finally, 10, never give up. In the course of writing a play, I often come to the point where nothing seems to be working. At that point, it is easy to give up, but if I did, I will not accomplish much. Life is about ups and downs. During the downtime, it is easy to give up and walk away, but that is also the time to stick with it and slog through it. And tell yourself, giving up is not an option. And that is what it's amazing that life always finds a way of surrendering to the person who simply refuses to give up. And anyway, that's my presentation.
Uncle, I love that. Tell yourself that giving up is not an option.
It's not an option.
It's not. And life has a way of surrendering to the person who doesn't give up. There's also something else that you said that really struck me, that there's a price to pay for greatness, as it were.
And the ordinary life is not open to you.
And the ordinary life is not. You cannot be ordinary.
No, you can't be ordinary.
But sometimes we want to be ordinary.
We all want to be ordinary. Or we want to be able to close and go and hang around with friends and things like that. It is not always open.
It's not. So
that's if you want something more.
If you want
those who serve society and transform society do not live ordinary lives.
Wow.
You can't afford it.
And once you can accept that,
then you avail yourself to be used to transform the lives of millions and generations. The price is worth it.
I feel like you're definitely speaking to some specific people out there.
Yes,
so
a few members of the team, especially about.
So remember that there's a price to pay for greatness, and you cannot be ordinary if you want to do extraordinary.
And have a wonderful time, and keep the good work up, anymore.
Thank you very much.
I'm very proud
Uncle
of what
Ibo.
you're doing.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ibo. It means a lot.
All right.
It means a lot. Have a wonderful day.